Hello and welcome. My name's Angela Davis and I'm the Farm Quilter. And today is all about, I've done videos before on unconventional quilts, and these are the kind of quilts where there's no right or wrong. You can use denim, you can use lightweight drapery fabric, lightweight upholstery fabric, you can use curtain fabric, like I said, denim, corduroy, it's this fabric right here. This is starting to look like a little bit of a purse. This gray is trousers from a pair of man slacks, but it's heavier weight. It's pant material, so it's a heavier weight than regular quilt cotton, but it's not work pant heavy weight. It's sort of in the middle. And then this is a lightweight drapery, the front pocket and then the flap. I'm not sure if I'm going to put two short straps on it or one long strap, and then I have to do the lining. But I've done videos before on unconventional quilts, and what's nice about it is when I'm cutting, I don't measure. I'm using the ruler as my guide to make my cuts with my rotary blade, but I'm not saying to myself, I want these all to be 3.5 inches, or I want these all to be 4.5 inches, or I want these to be rectangles in this certain shape or size. I'm just taking cuts. And I'm using the grid ruler as a guide for the rotary blade. Because what I'm doing is I'm creating panels. Let me show you one here. Sort of like this, okay? And then what I'm doing is well, this one has a really wide seam. I did not trim the seam yet. Let me trim it. And sometimes the seams aren't even straight because I'm putting odd angles together, and that's okay because I'm going to be trimming them away anyway, okay? So if I have a cut that's sort of crooked, I lay it on there and I sew it. And then I might add one strip here, or I might put two squares together like this, and then add it to this top edge, I may trim this up a little bit and smooth it out, and then add another strip. So it's really freeing to do because there's no right or wrong. And to be honest with you, there's no rhyme or reason to it either. But you're going to end up with a very patchworky type of, if I do a quilt, it'll be a quilt. If I do a purse, which I'm thinking about doing, as a matter of fact, oh, here we go. This one, I layered a piece of denim with a piece of lightweight drapery fabric, and I stitched it on 3 sides, and then I stitched little loops here, and then I opened up a window so that you could see the background. Now, eventually these edges, and I've snipped them, when I wash this, they'll get fuzzy, okay? And the way denim does. So I'm thinking I could make a little purse with that. Wouldn't that be cute? Like just a little summer purse. And I was thinking about putting a button right in the middle. So that's an idea. This one, I did a little black shape with the black velvet. I just decided to apply it there and stitch all the way around. Just as something added to it. Here's another shape that I did. And again, I have some black velvet. I have some more lightweight drapery fabric. Here is, oh, this is real, I love this burnt orange. Love, love, love that. What else do I have here? Oh, here's this one. Got a piece sticking out here, so I have to fill this in. Really, it's so relaxing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep all of these that I make, all the ones that are flat like that. I'm just going to keep on sewing, and what I'll do is I'll save these, and then on another day when I feel like doing just some fun random sewing, I can start putting those pieces together to make bigger pieces, and then decide, do I want to make a big throw pillow? Here's one. This one has a brown corduroy, a red velvet, a little bit of drapery fabric, and denim. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'll just keep stitching. As a matter of fact, let me stitch a couple for you right now. Okay, let me grab some squares here. What do I have? Oh, I have a lot of squares here. I have a lot of squares in my pile. Let's start with this piece of denim. Well, can we stitch next to that? How about, nope, I'm already saying yes and no. I should just be stitching and not paying any attention. Ooh, how about red? Let's sew this orange to the red. See what I come up with. Do a red to this end. Let's do it this way. And like I said, there's no right or wrong. It's simply, ooh, here's purple. There's purple. I think I'll do purple with black. There's no right or wrong. It's simply whatever you grab out of your pile. Now, these are fabrics that I've been collecting over the years, okay? So, like I said, I have denim. Oh, here's some blue, some dark blue. Cut a couple pieces of that. These are fabrics I've been collecting over time. And, you know, when I'm in the thrift store and I see, excuse me, and I see, you know, scraps of fabric in a scrap bag, I'll grab them. And if there's little pieces of, you know, there's little pieces of denim in there, or let's say there's little pieces of lace in there, or let's say there's some odd corduroy. Corduroy is great. Or let's say I'm walking up and down the aisles and I see a pair of brown corduroys, you know, for $1.99. I'll grab those. I'll bring them home, wash them, cut them up. Here we go. like this was part of a drapery. If there's remnants of, tablecloths, cloth linen tablecloths are great to use. Here's another one that is like a lightweight drapery. Tablecloths, fabric tablecloths are great to use. As I was saying, some of the things that you want to look for, and you can even look inside your own closet. Let's say during the course of the year you're cleaning out your closet, your family's closet, your loved ones' closets. Jeans, corduroys, lightweight jackets, because of that it's a sturdier fabric. Linen type tablecloths, draperies. Draperies are excellent. And if you're lucky, sometimes they have a cotton lining. Lightweight upholstery fabric, denim, lace tablecloths are also great. I think this was blue, was a lace tablecloth. Any old lace that you find at the thrift store. Garage sales. Great places to find these types of fabrics. Corduroy I like, denim I especially like, tablecloths I like because of the linen type texture. This red velvet were actually velvet napkins that I found at a thrift store. There was a set of 6. So I definitely snatched those up. What do I want to pair it with? Oh, I think I'll pair it with this. Top of the black. And like I said, it's just random sewing. Now the seam allowance on my machine, I'm keeping at a little more than a 1/4 inch because for example this red velvet's fraying, so depending on the fabric I might run it through with a little bit more seam allowance than I normally would with regular quilt cotton. The other thing is when you look at a fabric like this one, this is the shiny side, this is the dull side. Nobody says you have to use the right side. If you want to use the dull side, just turn it over. You know, that gives it a little more interest and texture as well. Here's our corduroy. Where is that green? Oh. And like I said, I'm just randomly trying to be random. Sometimes it's hard to be random because our minds really want to put order into things, because it really is like our mind wants to put order into things. So sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge to do random blocks, but it's so much fun. Look at that. What can we do with this? I don't know, but it's so pretty. I've been working on a project in the background, behind the scenes rather, and I'm not ready to show it. It's very personal to me. and I'm just not quite ready, you know? And I'm just sort of, I'm still working on it. It's definitely a labor of love. And just, you know, playing around with an idea, and I'm making the idea happen. It's a pattern that I've been thinking about for a very long time, and it's going to be for me, and I'm taking my time with it. So I work on it when I feel like it, and when I don't, because I really want to enjoy the process with it. I'm not rushing. Yeah, I've been working on a quilt for myself. I think after this section, I'm gonna wind down. I got home from work and decided to come in, and I knew I wanted to do a video today. There's a little bit of lace across there, and then I can add more lace around it. Add that to a square. And then what I'm going to do is, as I make these panels, small panels, I'll put them in a box, and every time I want to just sit and stitch, I'll put more panels together. And then when I get a lot of them, I can either make a quilt with it, or maybe do a couple of pillows. I was thinking about maybe a summer handbag, you know, sort of like a free-form crazy quilt summer handbag, something like that. I was thinking about something like that. There's that. Okay. Put some, I don't know if I want that. How about, oh yeah, this one's bigger. There. So, a little bit of free form sewing today, just to show you, you know, my process. When I'm cutting, I'm not doing exact measurements. You know, some of my seams might be crooked. That's okay, I'll straighten them up later on. My colors are random, and I'm okay with that. That's the whole point. And I'm adding a little bit of lace here and there. You know, maybe a bit of that, you know, that denim. Well, where'd that piece go now? It's already in the pile. Lost in the pile. It's already lost in the pile. But anyway, let me leave you with that one. Free-form sewing and easy peasy cutting. Don't have to be accurate. If you don't like it, you know, I could slice this down the middle and attach one side to something else and the other side to something else and see what I come up with. I may add some appliques to that, I may not. I may add some lace to it, I may not. Maybe some buttons. I've got a lot of buttons. Thank you so much for joining me today with free-form sewing and unconventional sewing. And I'm just going to keep working on this in my leisure over the course of the summer to just relax and sew, to give me a break from working on, you know, a bigger project in the background that I'm making for myself. It's a pattern that's been on my bucket list for a long time, but I'm not ready to show it yet. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, give it a like and a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Share it and leave me a comment. I'd like to hear from you. My name is Angela Davis, and I'm the 4M Quilter. Bye. Oh, and remember, why sleep when you can sew?